and welcome to another decluttering, organizing, cleaning video. Today we are decluttering and reorganizing my son's closet, which very much so needed. He's 9 months, and over the 9 months it has just been continuously stuffed with stuff. I also have some other random little cleaning tasks to do. We're going to be doing a fun update in my home office for my work from home job. Grab yourself a fun drink, some water, some coffee, whatever you're in the mood for, and let's be productive together. All right, we're jumping right in today to start off with my son's closet. This is a project I've been putting off for the longest time. If you've seen my videos before, you're like, yeah, Kat, we've heard you talk about how this needs to get done a bajillion times, but the day is finally here that we are going to be tackling it. As you can see, I couldn't even fully open the door, and I actually I didn't fully break it because I was able to fix it, but it came off the hinge because there was just so much stuff. So whatever you're getting done today, whether you're feeling super motivated and excited, or maybe you're tired and you really have to push yourself to get going, I'll be honest with you, that is how I was feeling while doing this project. I had finished work for the day. It was a long day. I really just wanted to lie on the couch, but I knew that this was going to make me feel so good once I finished. So we are getting to work, and I'm really glad that I can be a friend and keep you motivated as you get your stuff done as well. Now, I've been on a journey to try and declutter as much as I can from my home and get rid of anything that we're not actually using. Every once in a while, though, there is a small exception, like this photo frame, for example. I don't have anywhere to put it in Louie's nursery right now, but the frame matches perfectly with the rest of the frames that I have in the room. So I really do want to save it because when we do move, hopefully sooner than later, I feel like there's a strong possibility I'll want to put it up in that room that he has or anywhere in our home. It's a nice frame. It actually is the frame that my sister-in-law used for my baby shower sign at my baby showers. And also, photo frames are not cheap. They are a little bit more of an expensive item. So I know that it's a nice frame. I know I may want to use it. So to me, it is worth it to store a little bit longer. And then if when we do move and I don't end up putting it anywhere, that is when I'll say this can go and be donated. Without fail, anytime that I start a decluttering project that I've been putting off, I am relatively quickly feeling so grateful that I finally got started on it because it's never as bad as I thought it was going to be in my head. I mean, yes, you have to go through all the items. There's a lot of stuff. It, feels like the whole room gets worse before it gets better. However, the feeling that I get as I'm making progress is so motivating, and that is the feeling that I hold on to when I just don't want to get started. So remember that getting started is the hardest part, and it always gets easier once you start to get into a rhythm. Now, this closet is obviously primarily Louie's. However, all the way to the left there is a lot of Tim and I stuff like jackets, coats, some of like the nicer dresses and Tim's suits and stuff. You can see at the bottom a whole bunch of his shoes. Now, we're not going to be going through all of the clothes on that side for right now. That's a task for another day. However, I did decide to go through this shoe rack that he has because I was like, there's definitely some shoes he does not need anymore. So here in a second, you'll see me and I'm like asking him which shoes I can get rid of. And thankfully there were a few. Now, this is definitely going to be a theme throughout the video or this decluttering project, and that is that don't always wait until you have time to do a complete project, start to finish, everything checked off in between until you get started. Now, what I mean by that is this closet, you'll see as we go through, it's definitely way better than when I first got started, but it's not 100% done at the end. I mean, it looks 100% done, but you'll see what I mean as we go through. There's certain areas that I am not tackling as in depth as I would like to. For example, the clothes all the way to the left there. But I think if I waited until I had enough time to sit down and go through every single inch of this closet and make sure everything is perfect, honestly, it would never get done. Partly because it's very rare that I have that much time in my day, but also that feels so much more overwhelming. So when it's a really big project like this, I recommend splitting it up into phases. And here we are doing phase 1 for this closet, and you'll see at the end, there's still a really great before and after transformations. You still get that like hit of dopamine to say like, wow, I see progress. There's a great transformation there. However, it doesn't feel as overwhelming and it's a lot more manageable to tackle. So you're way more likely to actually get started with whatever the project is. And for me, this method of working in phases made it actually possible that I was going to film this video, because if I had told myself that I could not start the closet until I had time to do the entire thing start to finish and everything checked off in between, I'll just say you wouldn't be watching this video right now. Alrighty, we're using this massive TJ Maxx bag to hold all of the things that we're going to be donating. So I was able to fill that up and then push that to the side, and we can start tackling the rest of the items here. So these piles were toys, books, and some things like that mobile that he doesn't really play with anymore that I want to put in storage, but not get rid of, because, you know, hopefully we'll have another baby in the future that we will be using that for. So I'm just kind of thinking about how I want to organize this right now. Now, part of what's great about doing a declutter project in phases is that as you're sorting through all the items, it gives you an idea of what organization bins or items you may need to store things. So for example, I realized I needed some way to better store these extra books that didn't fit on Louie's bookshelf, but I didn't have anything perfect for it. So I found this basket that we had laying around. This is definitely not the permanent solution that I want to have. However, it works great for right now, and I'm able to put the basket up on the top shelf. And now I know for phase 2 that one of the things I want to figure out is a better way to store the extra books. And I think this is a really, really great thing to remember. And one of the pros of doing a declutter project like this is that if I were to go and buy all these different organization bins and boxes and storage items or whatever beforehand that like I think I might want to use, chances are it wouldn't end up like they wouldn't all work as well as I thought for this space. But if I do an initial declutter and kind of like temporary organize, then at the end we could do like a audit, we'll call it, of the space and what areas could use a better organization method or storage item. And then I can, you know, go out and find those items once I know exactly what I need. Now, I do like this hanging organizer. I've had it for years. I think, to be honest, I actually had this since like college. This was in my dorm room. However, I don't know that it is going to stand the test of time in this closet because maybe it will. I don't know. I feel like I'm just kind of sticking random things that don't have any other home in there, which I do think that's important to have a like quote unquote junk drawer or junk area that you can just put stuff that doesn't belong anywhere else. However, it also attracts a lot of stuff. And I know realistically in day-to-day life, that's where things end up getting shoved because it's really easy to just throw stuff in there. So I do feel like I may try and find a better organization method in phase 2, but we'll see when we get there. Now, I'm curious how you store your baby's clothes. I'll be honest, the vast majority of his clothes are in his dresser, but there are a few things that I like to hang up that are easier to hang up, or some of his outfit sets I'll have together on a hanger. But for the most part, I find it so much easier to just store everything in the dresser. But I'm curious what method you use for that. Okay, so when it comes to Louis' toys, I've talked before how I like to do a rotation method, or that's kind of my plan moving forward. And so I have this bin from, I think one of my previous videos, we had taken a bunch of toys from his playpen downstairs and put it in here for storage. However, something that I did not think about until this exact moment, like while I was filming, is that I'm going to need two bins. Well, one, because this is going to get filled up pretty quickly, but also to separate out his baby clothes or baby toys that, he's not ever going to really want to go back to probably, but we want to have for another baby hopefully in the future. And then the toys that are actually going to be part of this rotation method as he gets older and things that he will probably want to play with again, but I just don't have them out at the moment. So for right now, I am just stuffing everything in this one bin because that is all that I have. But an organization task that we have on our to-do list for phase 2 is going to be separating out the toys that he has grown out of and doesn't really have interest in anymore from the toys that he will still want to go back to every so often and will be part of the rotation system. Now, there are still a handful of things we're going to be working on in this closet within this video, but for this exact moment, I had decided that I was done and I needed a little bit of rest. So here we are the next morning, and we are going to be taking a little bit of a break from the closet, doing a few other tasks, and then later in this video, we'll go back and finish up Louis' closet. Now, for the first task of the day, I'm so darn excited. I got a new monitor for my full-time job, and so here we're going to unbox and set it up, but of course, first we had to remove my now old monitor, which I will bring back to my office. But if you didn't know, I do work a full-time job completely remote from home. I've been at the company for, a while actually, since I got out of college. I do learning content development and management for a clinical trials company. It's funny because when I was in college, I majored in communications. I never would have expected myself to land in this field. I don't even know if I fully would have understood what a clinical trial was when I was still in college. I actually started at the company as a marketing intern, and then when I graduated college, I was offered a position in the operations side, and I've been there ever since. I've had so many opportunities to grow, which is I'm just so grateful for. Pre-March of 2020, I did go into the office full time, and I'm not going to lie, there are moments where I really, really miss that era of my life. I had a really close-knit group of friends that I saw every day, and it was like a lot of fun going to work. I enjoy the work that I do. I love the people that I saw. And so while there are definitely times where I do miss going into an office and that social interaction piece of it, at this point in my life, I would not trade it, and I'm so grateful to be working from home. Definitely would not be able to do it if I didn't have help during the day. We have a nanny who comes some days during the week, and then my mom does the other days. And there have been times where they both were not able to come, and wow, was that difficult. My boss was super understanding and aware of the situation, so that was fine. But I definitely couldn't do it without help. So I'm very grateful for the setup, and I'm so excited about this new monitor. It's like getting me excited for Monday to start work again. But now let's head up to the bedroom because we have a ton of laundry to fold. Actually, it's not that bad. I say that, but then as I'm looking at it, I feel like this is a pretty normal amount of laundry. So let's get to folding. All right, raise your hand if you don't enjoy folding laundry. I'm currently raising my hand, like literally my hand is up in the air right now. If you also don't like folding laundry, my number one tip to you is habit stack. Pick a show that you really love. For example, I just found that there was a new season of Love Island Australia I hadn't seen yet, the newest one. And so that is my new laundry show. And tell yourself that you can only watch that show while you're folding laundry. Now, this may be easier said than done because, maybe it's later that night and you have some time and you just want to watch your show, and that's fine. But the point is that when you are doing whatever that task is that you don't enjoy doing, if you start to associate it with watching a specific show, or maybe it's a specific creator on YouTube that you really like their videos and you watch their videos every time that you're doing that task, it starts to switch it in your brain. So you associate the task with the fun video or show that you're watching, and you actually get excited for it, and you will start to associate the task with more of an enjoyable, good feeling. Alrighty, we are back in the nursery because it is time to finish off the closet organization, decluttering, this whole project, phase one. Now starting off, I have this bin here that I had been throwing all of Louis' clothes that don't fit him anymore into. There's also some blankets and stuff like that in there. And initially I was going to sort through all of this and reorganize everything. Then I realized I don't have the method that I want to store them in yet. Like I feel like I need to get some sort of a bin system or baby clothes system so I can organize out, his newborn outfits from the 0 to 3 months, from the 3 to 6 months, so on and so forth. So then my plan changed to I was going to sort through all the clothes, categorize them by size, and then put them back in that basket, but grouped together with like size items. And that way, in theory, it would be easier when I go to restore everything and organize it because they're already somewhat in their sections. And while yes, that is true, it would save me a little bit of time. Realistically, I still was kind of doing the work twice because I know that when I go to reorganize it, I'm still going to look at every item to see what size it is. So I'm really not saving myself that much time. So I decided to just put everything back in the bin. However, there were a lot of blankets and some burp cloths, extra burp cloths that I realized we really don't need because we have plenty. So I decided that I was going to put some of those items in this plastic bag so that I can bring that to the donation center.
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?
I'll be honest with you, I was not able to get myself to declutter any of his baby outfits. I mean, one, hopefully we have another baby in the future and he or she will wear the same clothes. But even outfits that weren't my favorite, I'm not ready. I'm typically really good with parting with items, even if there's sentimental value there. But when it comes to Louis' baby clothes, I'm not there yet. So we did get rid of a lot of blankets and extra burp cloths though that I know have just been sitting in there for months. So clearly we don't need them. Now, as you'll see, I did play around a little bit with how I was going to organize everything within the closet. This gray basket is Louis' actual laundry bin that we use. And at first I thought having it on top of the other bin would be nice because it's just, a little bit higher up. But I didn't like the way that looked. It made the closet feel a little bit more cluttered. So we rearranged it back to my initial thought. The basket is on the floor, but that's fine. And then I just had a few other items to hang up. Now, I will say these little wooden organizers that say like 6 to 9 months, 12 to 18 months, I haven't found that I like them as much as I thought I would. Now I'm sure that if I was hanging up all of his clothes, including the ones that he outgrew and stuff that he didn't fit into yet as storage, like that was how I stored my clothes to hang them in the closet, these would be very, very helpful. But since the only clothes I have hanging are stuff that actually fit him and he wears, I find it's much more practical to organize them by style than by specific size. Alrighty, now here's a reminder of what the before looked like pre-phase one closet, and here is the after. Oh my gosh, that transformation makes me so happy. It just so much less cluttered. Everything is organized. So much stuff has been removed and put in the donation bin. No, it is not the most aesthetically pleasing closet. I know that, but it is practical. I still think that it looks pretty nice. So I'm so happy that we got this done. And I'm also so excited for phase two. Make sure if you're not already subscribed, you subscribe. That way you are notified when that video comes out. I put cleaning, decluttering, organizing, mom life videos out every single Sunday. And if you are still getting stuff done and you want to continue to be productive together, I will have my entire productivity playlist linked below. I love you so much. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and I will see you in my next one. Okay, love you. Bye.